it would be, why did he come as a baby? Why did he come as a baby? In a BC comic strip, one ant said, "Dad, who is Jesus?" The father ant replied, "He's the reason for the season." The next panel says, "But Dad, I thought Santa Claus was the reason." Come on, help me somebody. And the father ant replied, "He is, if you prefer a Sony PlayStation 3 instead of everlasting life." Secular history, Reverend Thompson, leaves us with the belief that the Caesars, the kings, and the presidents shape the world.
Yes, it do.
Most items consider Brother Carroll newsworthy revolve around those powerful figures as they demand front page headlines. In 1809, for your history buffs, the newspapers were captivated with stories about Napoleon's campaigns. The international attention was focused on Napoleon marching across Austria. There was nothing else newsworthy, especially the birth of babies that were born during that year. It seemed as though, Reverend Robinson, that Napoleon was the only one shaping the destiny of the world. And actually, the world's destiny was being shaped in the cradles of the world. It was, now y'all better write this down, or else maybe you better get this tape. It was the year 1809 that William Gladstone was born. He was become the greatest statesman that England ever produced. Alfred Lloyd Tennyson was born that year to a poor minister and his wife. He was destined to shape the literary world. Now, Oliver Wendell Holmes was born that same year in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Edgar Allan Poe began his tragic life that same year. It was also that same year that Charles Darwin was actually born. That same year, help me somebody, in a log cabin in Hardin County, Kentucky, a baby boy named Abraham Lincoln was also born. Do I have a witness now? At the same time these individuals were born, their births were insignificant in the eyes of the world. After all, that destiny of the world was being shaped by Napoleon on the battlefields of Austria. In 4 BC, Caesar Augustus was one of the most powerful Caesars that were ever born. It was said of him that he came to a Rome made of bricks and left it a city of marble. Help me somebody. He transformed the world, not just Rome with its roads and armies, but mourners at his funeral comforted themselves with the belief that he was a god and therefore he was immortal. After all, Leslie Caesar had shaped the world. But the world, Reverend Thompson, was never so impacted as it was by the baby wrapped in swaddling clothes, help me somebody, and placed in a manger. Now, Brother Carroll, let's take a look real quick at the journey of Jesus. Where did he come from? Well, my Bible tells me that he came from heaven with all of its splendor and all of its beauty. Walls of jasper with gates of pearl, help me somebody, streets of gold, river of life, and the throne of God. It says that he came from a place where the angels were worshiping and praising God every day. All of heaven focused on God. Where did he come from? There is no evil in heaven, no sin, no injustice, no wrong, no disappointments, no hurts, only righteousness and goodness. Jesus left all of that to come, help me somebody, to a place like this. Do you have a witness now? I don't know about you, but Reverend Thompson, I'm not sure I would have done the same thing. For a stiff-necked, help me somebody, for a stiff-necked people that make up most of this earth. But I'm so glad that he knows more than I know. Help me somebody. I'm so glad that he has more of a loving heart than I have. Do I? Oh, I need the room. Imagine that. Did he really leave all of that? Did he really exist before his birth? Yes. In the beginning was the Word. And the Word was with God. And the Word was what? Was God. He was the God in the beginning. This is from John 1. But what did he come to? Help me somebody. Where did Jesus arrive on his journey? Well, my Bible says that he went to a little dirty manger. Because there was no room in the inn. It said that he was surrounded by dirty, sticky animals. Do I have a witness right now? That was a far cry from heaven. He arrived in poverty. He didn't come as a king, a royal king. He didn't come down to be with those who already had money. If you read your Bible, it says that he came from, that he was born to a what? A peasant girl. That's right. Didn't come to Elizabeth Taylor. All right. But she had too many husbands anyway. All right. Didn't come to Gabrielle. You can help me somebody. Do I have a witness now? And I just about to tell somebody, he found some lowly peasant girl. A peasant girl who did fit the requirement though. Do I have a witness right now? Don't you realize that he wouldn't put that baby in just anybody? Go ahead, Pastor. Can I preach this thing? You've got to realize that she met the requirement. Do I have a witness right now? But Jesus later said that the foxes have holes and the birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. There was no one like Christ. Bible says he was forsaken and betrayed on numerous occasions, but he understood loneliness. Do I have a witness right now? You got to understand this morning that there's a plan for everything. He came as a baby because he knew that he could get your attention. All right. There was a plan. He had to come the same way that you came. That's right. Do I have a witness now? Yes, sir. Because if he had just appeared on the scene, you may have thought he was like Wonder Woman or Superman. Help me somebody. Right. But you got to understand, Reverend Thompson, he had to come the same way that we came. Feel the same things that we feel. Go through childhood the same way we went through childhood. Go through sin and hate just like we had to. Oh, y'all just don't feel it here. He came to a world rich by sin. Injustice was everywhere. The strong took advantage of the weak. The rich took advantage of the poor. The haves belittled the have-nots. Do I have a witness now? The spiritual elite disenfranchised the common folk. There was wickedness and violence everywhere. Humanity had sunk to a new low. Help me somebody. Jesus came into this kind of a world. Imagine that. Who in his right mind? Who in his right mind would leave heaven? Do I have a witness now? What did I say? The streets are paved with gold. What did I say? All the jewels that are up in heaven. What did I say? That you got the streets are paved with gold. Do I have a witness right now? But yet you want to come down to a place in which has all that sin? My Lord. My Lord. That's it. Imagine that. Look at somebody, say, imagine that. Dr. Larry Garvin went to the jungles of Peru in 1966. The Indians were cruel and ruthless. There were no churches. They had running water, Reverend Thompson, or electricity for the first 16 years. Bathed in rivers. Went further into the jungles of Peru than any missionary had gone before. He went to 2 tribes that had been at war with each other for generations. It was said there would never be peace between them. Now there are 150 organized churches. Many of those churches have members from both of those warring tribes. And the Garmins were laypersons, not ordained elders. That's why Jesus, that's what Jesus did. Reverend Thompson, he came to a place ravaged by sin, plagued by the effects of sin, a place that had no peace. He came to a world. Now imagine that. If he had set foot in Baltimore, help me somebody, I just would venture to say he would try to find his way back. But that's why I'm so glad right now that I serve a God who loves me more than I love myself. Do I have a witness now? That's why I'm glad that I serve a God who has made a way out of no way for me. Do I have a witness right now? Look at somebody and say, he made a way out of no way for me. I know he did.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But, Chuck, why did he come?
Thank you, Lord.
We didn't deserve it.
No, we didn't.
Do I have a witness now? It's not like we look so good.
That's right.
Do I have a witness now? Look at somebody and say, well then, why did he come? Well, was it to fulfill prophecy? There was the prophecy in Genesis 3:15 that the offspring of Eve would crush Satan's head. Help me somebody. I'm teaching now. There is the prophecy of the virgin birth. Isaiah 7:14 says, therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. The virgin will be with child and will give birth to a son. And they will call him Emmanuel. Do I have a witness now? Isaiah had many prophecies describing the Messiah. This one deals with his virgin birth. Look at somebody. It may be because of prophecy. There is the prophecy, Reverend Thompson, of Bethlehem. Micah 5:2 said, but you, Bethlehem, though you are small among the clans of Judah, out of you will come for me one who will be ruler over Israel. Yes, Jesus came in fulfillment of prophecy, but that's not all.
I know that's right.
Do I have a witness now?
That's right.
Was it because of sin? Now, I said prophecy because what the Bible said. But elder, there's something else.
All right.
And was it because of sin?
My Lord. My Lord.
Was it because we couldn't behave ourselves? Do I have a witness now? Was it because he had given us the statute to follow the 10 commandments and we still did our own thing? Do I have a witness right now? Was it because of sin?
All right.
Come on, can our preacher say? We couldn't do what he expected us to do. But aren't you glad that there's always a ram in the bush? Do I have a witness now? Aren't you glad this morning
So glad.
that he knew that we were going to fall?
Thank you, Lord.
Just like your mother and your father knew you were going to get in trouble. They gave you advice and you still didn't take it.
That's right.
Can I preach this thing?
Yes.
But you know what, Sister Abdul? I didn't know how to be a parent until I became a parent. Do I have a witness now? And I still don't get it right sometimes. Anybody on my street right now? Anybody on my street right now? But you've got to understand that he came down, he knew you were going to sin, and he knew you were immature, and he knew you would try things for yourself.
Yes,
Oh, I guess they done the shoes.
Raise your hand if you're immature.
Go ahead, Pastor.
All through the Old Testament and all throughout history, God had judged sin and evil. He clearly showed that he was on the opposite side of evil. Sin had to go. Look at somebody and say, sin had to go. Look at somebody else and say, sin had to go. There had to be a way to overcome the sin that enslaved humanity. Yes, because Jesus came because of sin, but there is still a deeper reason. Look with me at some of the scriptures and write some of these down in the Christmas story that will help us find out why Jesus came. Matthew 1 through 17. Matthew 1 through 17. There are grouped in sequences of 14. So that they go from Abraham to David, from David to Babylonian exile, from the Babylonian exile to the birth of Christ. Yeah. So there is a nice little tidy, compacted grouping. But inserted right here in Matthew are 4 women. Matthew pulled those 4 women and sticks them in. And Reverend, it's like they do not fit the form of the passage. They disrupt the flow.
Oh, I gotta take my time. Come on.
But he is saying something here. He is punctuating what he is saying in general, so that in case you missed the point, he says, here is Tamar, verse 3. And here is Rahab, verse 5.
I cannot preach this thing.
And here is Ruth, verse 5. And here is Bathsheba, verse 6. So in the middle of your Christmas story,
wait a minute. Can I preach?
In the middle of your Christmas story are 4 women.
Wow.
Now, listen to me. Tamar was guilty of incest with her father-in-law. Rahab was a notorious prostitute. Ruth, y'all know who Ruth is. Ruth was a Moabite. The Moabites were the hated enemies of the Israelites. Bathsheba anybody on my street right now? Can I preach this thing? Bathsheba was an infamous adulteress. One was a Hittite, one was a Moabite. All 4 of them were Gentiles. What are you doing with Gentiles in the genealogy of Jesus Christ, the Son of God? Do I have a witness now? Luke 2, 8 through 20 says shepherds, that they were also social cellar dwellers. Common people, not socially accepted, poor, but God sent them direct word concerning the birth of Christ. Do I have a witness now? So not only do I have Tamar, Rahab, Ruth, and Bathsheba, but I also got mixed in the middle some shepherds who were very poor. Do I have a witness now? I'm painting a story now. You've got to understand that Jesus came down to earth for those of us who weren't worth saving. Can I preach this thing? Matthew 2, 1 through 12 says the Magi were not Jews. They were Gentiles. Jews were not to eat and drink or really even associate with Gentiles. And yet God drew them to Jesus. Matthew 9, 9 through 13 says, the hated tax collector, read this. This is another clue why Jesus came. Now, these tell me, Reverend Thompson, why Jesus came. Matthew was making the point that Jesus came for the disenfranchised of society.
Oh, y'all just don't hear me.
For the cast out, for the outcast. For those outside of the community of faith. Guess what?
Just for me.
Reverend just said it. That's everyone.
Amen.
Some just don't know it, and others do. Jesus came because of his love for you and for me. John 3:16, Romans 5:8. That's why he left heaven. That's why he came to a stable, to loneliness, to homeless, because he wanted to feel the same way that you feel. Do I have a witness here? How many of you in your life have felt loneliness? Have felt that you were out there all by yourself? But aren't you glad this morning that you serve a God that came down just for you? Do I have a witness right now? A God who came down because he loved you so much. Look at somebody and say, he came down for me. Wave across the aisle and say, he came down for me. That's why. That's why he went to the cross. Jesus came. Jesus came to reconcile us to God the Creator. Sin, evil, injustices, unfairness all create problems, pain and anxieties in our lives. But Jesus came because he loves us. He came to offer life after this life. He came to bring hope and help. Do I have a witness now? He journeyed from heaven to here because he loves us. God, give him praise this morning for his great love. Look at somebody and say, I thank God for his great love. He came in as a baby because he had to come in the same way that we did. Do I have a witness now? He knew that babies draw attention and also can get attention. Do I have a witness now? And because babies give love no matter what, that's why he came in as a baby. If he had come in as an adult, you wouldn't give him no. I don't know about you this morning, but he came for me because I couldn't save myself. Do I have a witness now? Think about it. Think about it. How many wrongs have you done? Oh, no. I do see some head shaking now. How many times have you talked about somebody over the course of your life? How many times have you fallen and skinned your knees up and got back up? Do I have a witness now? How many times when your mother and your father told you not to do something, but yet you still did it because you were big and bad enough to do it? Do I have a witness right now? Now I should have some hands in the air right now who truly can understand how good God has been to you. You came through danger, seen and unseen, but yet he still kept you. You went through what you went through, got into some planes, got into some cars. I read a story yesterday that one of the stars of Fast and Furious died in a car accident, and he was only 40 years old. You've got to understand right now that you've got to give God praise, honor, and glory right now. You've got to give God right, and you've got to yell out, Lord, I thank you. I thank you because it was because of you why I'm sitting here today. Look what you did, God, in the middle of the Christmas story. You put in 4 women in the middle of your mess. He came for those who were disenfranchised, not for those who were already saved. But I just stopped by to tell somebody this morning that when you I think about the Christmas story, think about those 4 women that he stuck, that he took a commercial break and then he inserted them. Do I have a witness right now? But aren't you glad that he used that example to see why he came? Yes, it was because of prophecy, but it was because of sin, and 2, because he loved us so much. How many of you? How many of you this morning are the recipient of God's grace and mercy? Come on, somebody. How many of you are thankful for the baby? Help me, somebody. How many of you this morning are thankful for the baby? Why did he come as a baby? Not only did he come just for me,
My Lord.
but he came just for you.
Yes.
And you know how excited we are when little babies come. Good, good, good. Help me somebody.
Yes.
We act silly. We act silly when babies come. And then we want to grab them, but I'm telling you one thing, I want to grab them and give them back as fast as I can. Do I have a witness now? Help me, Haywood. Help me, Haywood. But that's what it's all about. But he came as a baby for me because I could identify when a baby is born. Do I have a witness now? So not only had he had to come in the same way.
That's right.
He knew that babies draw attention.
Yes.
And also could get attention. And he also knew that babies give love no matter what.
That's right.
Do you have a witness here?
Amen.
Let us bow our heads where we are.
Yes. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Father God, we just thank you again.
Yes.
Just for a teaching word today.
Thank you, Lord.
Lord God, a word that explained
Yes.
why you came.
Yes.
Lord God, I can think about it right now. You up in heaven, sitting at the right hand of God the Father.
Yes.
Angels flying all around.
Yes.
Streets are paved with gold.
My Lord.
Mansions are built for our arrival. And yet, God, you thought little of your own life to give it for us. So, Father God, I thank you as you came down and was born to a Virgin Mary.
Yes.
And Father God, how you gave of yourself to save us.
Yes.
Lord God, in looking over my life, I don't deserve it. But I'm thankful right now
Yes.
that you, Lord, thought enough of me to save me. I thank you, Father God, for all that you have done for us in Jesus' name.
Yes.
Let the redeemed Lord say, amen.